Hey y'all, I'm not gonna be live for long. I gotta go make sure I get the medicine real quick. So here's at my sister's. But they ended up doing a bunch of tests on Blase and a spinal tap to check for like meningitis and stuff like that, which was so scary. They had to do it twice because he was like didn't have the spinal fluid, and he's got like an infection somewhere in his body. The white counts are showing infection. They started him on IV antibiotic, and then it's showing like in his sinuses, but they said that sometimes like the infection can be like can do little pockets like up in the something that can cause like like what he's going through, like confusion and stuff from infection plus dehydration. So they did some cultures and spinal tap, and then admitted him. He got to his room. He's feeling better now, and now he's alert, and now he's talking normal. Then he was even hungry. But oh my god, it was so scary, guys. I had my mom drove down here, and he's doing so much better, but they're gonna keep him and continue antibiotic and then wait for some of these cultures and tests to come back. And then they also were looking into a genetic thing that could also have to do with some stuff. It's called they think he has this genetic thing, so they did some genetic testing, or they're going to do it tonight or something like that, called shit, hold on. No, he did a CT scan, and I was thinking stroke too at first, because you know, I don't know, I guess the way that my uncle had one, and the way that he was acting, I kind of thought something too. But no, his CT scan, guys, didn't show anything like that, thank God. It did show like really bad sinus infection, which, you know, infection can get in the bloodstream and it can cause, and she even said like if there's like mucus and bacteria from in here, it can even travel up under here and here. That even any type of infection, sinus, a toe infection, can even cause you to be septic. And yeah, so which is just, I don't know, guys, I'm really scared. It was really weird, and I feel like something else is wrong, but I feel like we're gonna have to really watch him after this. But I don't know, but they're doing a genetic test on him too, and it's called, I just forgot what it was called. I just was gonna tell y'all. Hold on, let me go look again. They're testing him. They think he has Klinefelter syndrome, which they used to think he had something, like some type of genetic something whenever he was younger, and they had tested him for stuff, but I don't think they ever did a genetic test. But when he was younger, because of like he had lower ears and like more knobby knees and stuff, but they were looking at him and the way his hands and really long, and the way that he closes and holds his hands and does certain things, and the way that his torso is, and I guess the way his head is too, by his features. He mentioned it, and then the pediatric doctor came. So she's the actual pediatric, and she brought it up too and checked him and even thought the same. They both said the same. So they're gonna go ahead and do a genetic testing, I think tonight, or I don't know if they already did or they're gonna do it tonight, but yeah, and it's called that, and it's where they have a extra X or something like that. But I looked it up, and when I looked it up, there was a lot of things that literally is Blaze, like the strength thing, the bone thing, the speech, the learning, we knew since he was young, there was like ways to like how to express the emotion and stuff like that, and it all kind of makes sense. And it's so crazy because you know, growing up, my mom took him to do a lot of things. I mean, you know, he had a lot of tests. I don't know about genetic, but like, you know, they checked for like autism, and like, no, they checked his tongue to see if he had a tongue twist because of his speech. They thought it was a hearing thing, so they did hearing, because they thought maybe he had some hearing issues because of his speech and certain things that he would do. He still does now that he's older, but no, nothing until barely now. These doctors mention it, and I'm like, what the hell? Now, what kind of shit would that be to find out something not till he's way older? And he did say that sometimes, you know, people don't find out until they're older of certain things, and I'm like, that's just so wild to me. So they're doing that, so. But no, they think that it has to do with some type of infection. So they did cultures to try to see what type of infection, but he's on a really strong antibiotic, and they're thinking it's whatever infection that he's got, like a bacterial, and that what caused him to kind of be, I mean, I don't know, he was just out of it. He was slurring his words, he was saying weird stuff. He didn't even know his birthday, and I was even telling him, like, after he got a little bit better, he was kind of agitated too, and I mean, they even was asking him, like, you know, when's Christmas, what month, and he was saying 36, and it was just really weird. It was scary. It was very scary. I was freaking out, dude, and they got him back there really quick, though, really fast, and something, you know, was wrong, and I was even worried at first, I'm not gonna lie, when I picked him up and I seen him like that, and I was like, something's wrong. He was not even able to register what I was telling him in the car on the way to the hospital. I was like, why did the school call the ER, the emergency room? Because she didn't make it seem like she made it seem like he was just sick, you know, like to his tummy, like he's done before. Y'all know what I was telling you, all my kids will do that when school starts. So I didn't think nothing of it. But when I got there, right away I was like, Blaze, like, are you okay? And he was just out of it. He was out of it. And I got so mad at her, and I was like, why the hell would you not call it, like, you know, like, clearly something's wrong? And she was like, I'm not sure. I was asking him if somebody gave him something. So then I started thinking, like, did somebody give him, like, did you take something? I was asking him that. He wasn't registering it. I was like, did you smoke something? Did you take something? Did somebody give you something to eat? Did you know, take anything from any other kids? Or I was thinking, could have a kid bullied him and slipped something in his thing? Is he on drugs? That's what I was thinking. And I kept asking, did somebody give you something? Did you take anything from anybody? That's what I was thinking, and I was freaking. I was like, oh shit. So when I got to the hospital too, I was like, can y'all, like, even check him if anybody, like, drugged him? Or, you know, because you never know with high school. People are bullies, and nowadays kids be doing the most, and their parents let them. So I was freaking telling them, and they checked everything, but no, there was nothing in his system, and no. So, you know, his white counts were up, and so, but now he's okay, y'all. He's alert. He's talking normal. He ate. He's kind of real tired, though, and his color came back to him a little bit. But they put him on some pretty good, strong antibiotics. But, oh, man. He's been poked so many times. I was so scared, y'all. I called my mom, and oh, man, I was like, Bryce even came, because I was like, maybe he would, you know, him and Bryce are real close. I was like, so I was, you know, asking him who he was hanging out with, and, you know, Bryce knows. So I got Bryce too, and I had Nate bring him from school, and I was asking him when he got there, I was like, because Blaze wasn't able to even freaking I don't know, he was out of it, y'all. It was so scary. And I was like, you know, who was he with this morning, or who does he all hang around with? And, you know, I was just thinking the most. I was thinking of anything that could happen and what could be wrong. And then I was thinking stroke. And then oh God, my mom too. Lord Jesus. But thank you guys so much for praying. It's been a nervousness all day. My neck and back hurts standing for hours. And I'm going to get Messiah's medicine so I can take it to him to take his night medicine. Or his ADHD, I don't know, whatever. But thank you guys so much. He's feeling a lot better. Now it's just kind of waiting for results. And then they're going to do the genetic testing and go from there too. Because those can cause some things. So, yeah, it's really just waiting, but he's better. So right now, everything's looking good. So she said, you know, it could have been the infection, whatever, you know, is going on. But the cultures to find out what type of infection's going on, it takes a few days to grow. I guess bacteria, but they're treating it like, you know, like it's something like real strong. I think they're treating him for meningitis too, she said, even though it didn't show no signs of meningitis, but I think they're treating him like he has it just to be in the clear. So that's good. And like I said, now he's like alive now. He's got color to him, and he ate, and he's talking normal now. I'm like, oh my God, I was so scared for a second there. He couldn't even get words out. It was so scary. And then when he would get words out, he was not making sense. Like, he was talking, I don't know, scary. I was so worried. But sorry, I'm talking and driving because I know everyone's worried and everyone's texting me, and I can't text everyone back. That's why I just post, just so everyone can keep updated all at one time. But since I have a little bit of time to, while I go and take Saya his medicine, he's at my sister's house, I can update everyone all at once. Yeah, they're going to do genetic testing because they think he has this, I already forgot, I keep forgetting, it's called Klinefelter syndrome or Klinefelter syndrome. I don't know, something like that. I forgot. I looked it up. He wrote it down for me, and I looked it up. And Blaze actually has like almost everything, even from when he was a kid. Showed my mom too. She was like, "Wow, makes sense." And I was like, "Yeah, that's crazy to think." Finally, and my mom would we would always try to see like what was up with him, you know. He's had testing in school too, and no, he wasn't autistic. He didn't have speech, like tongue twisting, and he went to speech therapies, and it makes sense a lot too how he holds his hands. She was telling him to close his hands and the way he does it, his thumbs and stuff, the way he holds his pencils and writes and all that. He has like a lot of the things, but I don't know, they're gonna do a genetic testing and go from there. Kind of makes me sad though, like if we was to find out him older and he didn't get like, you know, the help being younger, you know, because I guess it can affect like muscle growth and bone growth, like strength and things like that. And that's a lot of stuff that Blaze struggles with. He can't open anything, not even a soda pop still, and he's 14 years old. It makes me sad, but all the doctors he would see, and all the years my mom too, they would never tell us shit. So, but we'll see. We'll find out. They may find out by tomorrow. If not, she said it may take another couple days, but that his doctor can look into it and get the results for us and go from there. So we'll see. But Klinefelter syndrome. Yes, that Klinefelter syndrome. Yeah, that Klinefelter syndrome. That's what it is, Klinefelter syndrome. So y'all can look it up. But I'm gonna do this, and then maybe I'll update you guys here later. They're gonna give him another round of antibiotic at 1:15 in the morning. So I'm wore out. My neck hurts. I'm gonna change my clothes real quick too, and take Saya his medicine, and then I will see y'all later. Okay? But please just continue praying. I appreciate it. I was like, man, we need a prayer group chain going, because that goes a long way. It really does. And I was so scared, to the point of like telling my mom she needs to come down here, because I thought it was his brain. Like, oh my God, it was so scary. But I love y'all, and I'll update you guys here in a little bit, okay, if I hear any other things. But bye.